Hello, love bugs. I am so excited to be back with you with your May 2020 reading. This is going to be something a little bit different than I've been doing. There's business energy in this. There is energy just for you personally to get through May. This is a pick a deck reading, and we have 5 beautiful decks, and the decks will be generated as we're going through a reading. I told you this is a little bit different. By a little bit different, I mean a lot bit different than normal. And if you don't know who I am, hello, my name is Africa Archield, and I mentor conscious women to rise up both spiritually and financially to help shift the socioeconomic paradigm we have going on. And part of how I do that is with the tarot, as well as mentoring, coaching, and other wonderful things. You can find out more about working with me just below this video down in the description, and all sorts of goodies that I could have as well. So check out the description, find all that goodness. And let's get on with this. So we've got 5 different decks we're going to be working with today. And I want you to take a moment to look. And I have the stones here just so we are playing in the same energy. And we all know we're playing in that same energy as we go through. But other than that, don't get too caught up on that. That's just a cue for me and for you. So deck number 1, deck number 2, deck number 3, deck number 4, and deck number 5. So take a moment, take a deep breath, get yourself grounded and settled so that you can pick the right deck for you for your May 2020. All right, so once you pick the right deck, if you haven't already paused this video, you can pause it to pick the deck. And then when you start back up again, you can go directly to that deck. All right, let's get going. All right, deck choosers number 1. This is your energy reading for May 2020. So typically I do business energy readings, and this month I realized it's got to be both. It's got to be your business energy. It has to be your personal energy, because so many things are still going on. So many things are beginning to come back online. And there's still a lot of personal stuff we're dealing with as we're moving through this period of time. So I like to start off with a mantra. So here's yours. Whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer. Oh, this will be good. The light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. So this is something for you to keep in mind as you move through the season. If you get yourself stuck in comparison to someone else who may be in business, if you're in business for yourself, comparison to the neighbor down the street, to whomever it is, know that what you see in them, you actually do see in yourself. There's a part of you who's screaming to come out. So the light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. That's beautiful. We're going to leave it there so you can have a look at it anytime during the reading. And we're going to continue. So as I said, we're going to be building out the decks. And if you're enjoying this, this is going to be fun. Go ahead and like this video. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notification. Because we're going to be doing things a little bit different. It's going to be a lot of fun as we build this out. I'm just kind of feeling into each deck to see if we're going to go ahead and use it. And I feel one way to come out of here. Let's see where it takes us. Worth waiting for. Oh, lovely. Your patience will be rewarded. So a lot of times as we're going through trying times, it can feel like it's not happening fast enough, right? We all know that. And sometimes there's a reason that it's not happening exactly the way that you want it to. And it's nothing bad on you. It's just about divine timing. And I know that sometimes you're like, well, isn't all time at the same time? Time is a construct. And I've said that so many times. There's a jumper here for us. And I've said that so many times. But there are times when we've got to just let time take its time. And this is one of those times where we have to wait and do, obviously, a little bit of reflection. right? Illusion, self-examination, and distortion. I think this is when, especially in conjunction with what's going on with the mantra, it's self-examination. Yes, we see that light in them. So what does that mean about us? What is being reflected back in us that's screaming, like I said earlier, to get out? Do that reflection. Take the time it's going to take to get that reflection done. That's going to be one of your biggest lessons as you're going through May. All right. Yep, this one. Got a couple more things to talk about with May going on with you. I feel like this is kind of more of the personal part. Let's see if we move into any business or any other things, business, career, all those kinds of things that could be going on. I don't know. Let's see what else we got in here. Happily ever after. Well, if there's not a great card to pull out, I don't know what is. Happily ever after. I'm glad to see it. With everything that's been going on, it's nice to get a card like that that says, hey, the tape you're running may be taking a while, but at the end it's going to be good, right? That's a lovely one to be running. And I didn't mention it earlier, but the reflection card is card number 13. So for those of you into numerology, take heed of that. You can look and see what that will mean for you. There's a couple of more cards I feel like we're going to need to pull out here to complete this. So this seems like May is still a time of reflection. Everything's going to work out, so don't worry about that. But it is definitely a time where you have the opportunity to reflect on what's going on. And you know what? Sometimes people don't get that opportunity. So you got to kind of be excited about that. That is even an opportunity for you at this time. So let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, definitely do that reflection. Because it might feel like right now things are spinning a little out of control. And I know for some people, they feel like, no, things are just getting back into control. Things are finally coming back around. No, my dear, not for you, right? It still feels a little out of control, but it is worth waiting for. Be patient so that it can come back into control. The wheels of fortune are eventually coming your way. That's what this happily ever after about. But right now it feels a little out of control. And I see that. It might even feel like things are turned against you, right? So that's something you've really got to work through, is that internal feeling like things they're out of control, they're not going the way you want. So stop, get still, right? I'm serious. If you've got to meditate or do some breathing exercises on the hourly, do that thing. Do that thing. Because otherwise you're going to continue to spin out of control. You're not going to want to be patient. You're going to have this pushing energy and not have that time of reflection that is so desperately needed, right? During that time of reflection, your passions will begin to reignite instead of sitting in a whirlwind of crazy, a whirlwind of thoughts. Get away from the TV. Yes. Get away from the TV, get away from the radio, get away from the media. I've said this a couple of times in these last readings that, take in as little as you need to so that you're informed. Important to be informed, always important to be informed. But being informed doesn't mean that you need to take that in for hours and hours on end, right? Being informed means you might need to get a 30-minute synopsis of what's going on. And that doesn't mean that you have to watch something. It could mean that you check in with a trusted advisor and they give you the rundown in like 10 minutes. We have this 24-hour news cycle and they got to fill it up with something. And they just tend to go even deeper in the doom and gloom. That's not going to help your ability to reflect when you're stuck in a fear cycle. Okay? So, wait. Be patient, do the reflection that is necessary so you can actually see the world for what it is, so you can actually see your own ideas, Your own ideas, not other people's ideas. Your own ideas of how things are going. That's going to be really important. I feel like there's a couple more to come out of here. Because I feel like I want to pull some more happily ever after over here. So what's nice is, by the time May runs its course, there you are at happily ever after. But it's having the discipline, and I'm serious about this, the discipline to get through, I guess those are the ones who want to pop out, to get through the beginning of the month, to get through this cycle, to be willing to wait, be willing to get yourself calm, like I said, even if it's on an hourly basis, to center yourself. I have a video on centering yourself, of grounding and centering. You could check it out. I'll put it up in the cards above my head. It's like a 9-minute video, right? A 9-minute centering. Maybe you do that 2 or 3 times a day so you can come back to yourself, right? Let's see what we got here. Oh, you know what's interesting is so many wands, and I'm wondering what that's about, honestly. That's a lot of wands to come out of this. So happily ever after, we still have some wands overturned here. And we got the 7 of Wands, and we've got the 9 of Wands. So it's like the 7 of Wands, and you're happily ever after, right, for this period of time. You have someone who's working here, but that's being overturned. It's like going back to receiving. So maybe in this period of learning how to wait and how to reflect, you also learn how to receive and not have to push and put in. It's not that you don't effort, but receiving allows you to know the right effort to put in. Right? The best effort, so that things are easeful, not easy. Or does it mean it's something for nothing? Wow, that just brought back a thing for me there, a video. But the honest truth is, it's about it being easeful. So when you sit and you're able to receive, that happily ever after comes faster because you'll know the right moves to make. You're not just working to be busy. You don't tie yourself up in busyness. So add some more spaciousness to your calendar. You might be like, I got all the time in the world right now. But I'm serious. Add some spaciousness to your calendar so you're not just doing to be doing. You're allowing yourself that reflection and receiving time, that R&R. That kind of R&R, reflection and receiving. All right, the 9 of Wands reverse is usually looking back over the harvest. There's, or back over this hard work that you've done. And of course, there's no looking back over. The passion you finally saw within yourself was received, and you're ready to move forward with it. It means there's more work ahead, of course, but it's still a happily ever after because you have direction. And direction is what you've been needing all along, is some good, solid direction. And that's what's going to come during May. It's not going to it probably doesn't feel really yummy right now, right? And maybe even during this, it's not going to feel the yummiest. But if you slow down, ground yourself multiple times a day, reflect, you'll get to see those ideas. You'll get to see the things that you need to do, and you'll be able to go back and say, now I have my path forward. All right, so for those of you who chose deck number 1, this has been your reading, and we're going to head over to deck number 2. All right, deck choosers number 2. This is your reading for May 2020. This might have some business energy. It might just all be personal energy. We're about to find out. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so let's start with the mantra. I trust that my gut reaction is the truth. Ooh, this might be a little on the intuition side. Underneath the surface of my fears. I trust that my gut reaction is the truth underneath the surface of my fears. What a beautiful thing that is. So we know from research that the gut has a lot of, people say there's they think everything is around in our head, right? But actually there's a lot of energy that emanates from our heart. And you've probably heard that term, what's your gut reaction, your gut instinct, because there's a lot of feeling emotion going on, feeling energy, feeling nerves really going on in our gut. So that's why someone makes you sick to your stomach, by the way, too. So this is interesting. I have a feeling that May 2020 is going to be a lot about intuition for you. Let's see what's inside. All right, so speaking of intuition, that's how I'm building out this deck. I have several decks in front of me. I'm going to pull from those to see what's going on. And we're going to start here. So I never know which card I'm going to pull until it's time to pull. And we're going to see. I told you things were a little different this time. So if you're liking this new way, let me know. Go ahead and hit like. And ring that bell so that you will get notifications whenever new videos go live. And of course, share this with your friends. Why not? Right? Let them get a little insight and guidance too. All right, so let's see what we've got here for deck choosers number 2. What are we going to talk about today? Here we go. Transmutation. Y'all, can you see this card? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Transmutation. So what kind of energies are you bringing into this? We've got some intuition, trusting your gut. We've got transmutation going on in May 2020. I love Phoenix Rising, guys. It's like a Phoenix Rising card. I'm excited about the card. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go here and blink it. Okay. So let's see what else we've got going on here with that transmutation energy. You know what transmutation is, right? Transmutation is like turning lead into gold. So it's taking something and turning it into something else. That's one of the ways that we transmute. So what are you turning something from one thing to another? That's just really interesting. But you can also transmute yourself to your next level self. So there's a lot of ways we can sit to interpret this. I'm excited to find out what that's going to look like. The dream and hidden path. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more on this now. We've got the dream, which is card number 4 for those of you into numerology. Hidden path, which is number 34. So the dream, something is revealed, insight, and a breakthrough. Hidden path, the marriage of spirit and matter. There's your transmutation, right? Transmutation, like I said, lead into gold. So you'd have to use something with lead to turn it into gold. So we're fusing, marrying spirit and matter and producing something. That's part of this transmutation. So you guys trust your gut instinct. You got to trust your dreams. Your dreams are going to bring you something during the course of May. I'm not sure if this is going to have to do with what's going on with you personally or if this is business yet. Could be both. Sure yet? I know we're going to have to pull an archetype card though soon. Like, that's the thing. Let's see if we can find out a little bit more about this. A little bit more for deck choosers number 2, May 2020 energy for them. A little bit more. Oh, I got a little bit more than I bargained for there. Let's see what we got here. You've got, not to be confused or anything. Creative, right? Creativity. So why not have some creativity? Draw, paint, think, and act in creative ways. This goes along with that dream. So it might be kind of meditative. You know, I find, okay, let me back up. I don't necessarily find drawing very meditative. Other members of my family do, though. I know people have those adult coloring books. They find that very meditative. I do not. But it's whatever you find. I think within your creativity, you're going to find this piece with meditation where you can almost slip back and forth in this dream-like thing going on, which will help you download it. You might even find that this is a way that you're bringing things out of what I would say more of the ethereal and grounding it into this reality. Is that dream that you had that can't quite come through, but it comes through in your art. And whatever that is, right? It's a straw, paint, think, act in creative ways. Maybe it's dance. It could be anything. Whatever is your creative outlet. I like crafty stuff, so it could be crafting for me. Might be crafting for you. You might like, I have a friend, he loves plating food. That's what it could be for you. And sometimes we make so much meaning out of patterns. Our mind does that normally. So it could be cloud gazing, could be anything, but whatever it is that you need to do, allow your mind to drift in an almost dreamlike way so that you can get this download. I haven't even talked about thankful yet. So we have thankful over here. Think about people and things you're grateful for. And if there isn't a bigger way to activate a massive download, it is gratitude. Gratitude for what you have. Gratitude for the people around you. Gratitude for the fact that you woke up, right? You have air to breathe. You have water to drink. You are able to access the internet if you're watching this. So gratitude. Be thankful for all of those things. When you activate gratitude within yourself, it automatically starts to raise your vibration. So this might not only mean keeping a dream journal, which I think is going to be really important for you in May, keeping a gratitude journal to go along with that dream journal, because you're going to start seeing this hidden path, right? I really think once you start activating creativity, that download's going to come. You're going to figure out what this transmutation is. Gosh, it's going to be amazing. All right, let's pull this out here. What else do we have to say? Because there's some more to come. There's like a bit more to come here for you guys. May 2020 energy. Deck choosers number 2. What else is coming here? I just feel like you need a little bit more guidance. So felt good to pull this archetype card. Okay, I already mentioned that, didn't I? Even before the last card. So what do we get? Got 2. How do you guys keep getting 2 cards when I think there's only 1 coming? Alright. I can attribute it to humidity, but I don't think that's it. What a dichotomy. We got the Fool and we got the Knight. So is it really a dichotomy? Let's find out. So the Fool. Light attributes being fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Not really. That's why I kind of always liked about medieval fools. They can really bring things to light that people didn't want to hear. And then helping them work through it because they were able to bring something to it there. Shadow attributes, using humor to wound rather than liberate. Denial of your emotional truth. So in that dream state, you know all those emotions are going to take place. So be keenly aware to feel your feels. This isn't the time to silo them. This is the time to let them out through creativity. This might be what your part of this transmutation is about, is feeling your feels and getting it out there. A lot of people are feeling all sorts of ways right now, from relief to frustration to righteous indignation. Like it's there's a full panel of fear. Everything that's going on right now. Feel your fears. Or feel your feels, rather. There also could be fears. Don't stuff them down. This is time to feel them, look at them, and give them the respect that they're due. I think that's a big thing. All right. What else we got here? The Knight. Loyalty, romance, and chivalry. A love of honor. I got some words I want to say, but hold on. Shadow attributes. Allegiance to destructive ruler or principle. Romantic delusions. You know the one person I think that you should be really loyal and love and honor? It's you. It's always been you. And sometimes we abdicate our power to other people. And to me, that's the shadow attribute of the Knight, is abdicating our own personal power. Eventually I'm going to talk more about personal sovereignty, spiritual sovereignty, financial sovereignty. I'm going to be talking about those things quite a bit. But even in this, deck choosers number 2, this piece says, make sure that you are personally sovereign. We are trained from a very young age to have deference to authority, whatever that authority is. That keeps large groups of people in line if you teach them very young and keep reinforcing deference to authority. If you want to learn more about that, make sure you're checking out something that is a little bit more research-based. Sociologists write about this a lot. So, deference to authority. And that's what happens when you have allegiance, blind allegiance. It could be constructive, but a lot of times it's destructive. You're just blindly following the way without really thinking on your own. So I want to encourage that thinking. Right, the gut. I encourage you to follow your intuition, your gut. That's going to be helping a lot as you move through May 2020, because there's going to be a lot of opportunity to give up your sovereignty, to give up your personal power. And I'm encouraging you right now not to, because this transmutation is going to be very important. And if you give that up, I'm not sure about that transmutation for you anymore. Finding that hidden path, any of it. It's too important in May 2020 that you stay true to yourself. You stay true to your gut. Let it lead you at this point. It isn't always about logic, right? It is not always about logic, but it is always about the right thing and not being led around blind, about feeling those emotions and seeing them, showing them to others. And then laughter, such great medicine. Let's see what else we've got here for you, deck choosers. Number 2. Okay, we've got a little bit more going on here. We got some pentacles over here reversed. We got some water right side up. Let's see what we got going on. So we've got a 10 of Pentacles reversed, right? Just like I was saying earlier, there's something that was wanting to be birthed. It was having a bit of a hard time. I think this is that transmutation I was talking about. So we just need to be really well aware there's something coming out. Does this mean that you'll make more money? Could be, because, you know, Pentacles and all. But we also have the 4 of Pentacles, which means it's probably pending, whatever this transmutation is. It might be that you're wanting money. But like lead into gold, that usually didn't happen. I'm not sure that ever happened. It's going to change the way that you see abundance and worth and all sorts of other things. So be willing, you know, I'm all about changing or shifting the economic paradigm, the socioeconomic paradigm. And this is part that's being upended. Okay? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying if you're doing well now, that now you're going to the poorhouse or what have you. That's not what I'm talking about. It's a way that you see things. Which, again, coming at a different angle, you see things differently. You see other things you never saw before. All right, so over here with the 10 of Cups. And, okay, so it looks like as all of this happens, you have those your emotions, I don't want to say under control, but a deeper, richer understanding of what's going on with you emotionally, which then will lead you to a deeper, richer understanding of what's going on with others emotionally. It can up your empathy, which is sorely needed in the world right now. Then you can be loyal about the right things because you have a love and a knowing about yourself. And then you can present that to others so they can begin to have that too. So this is a very, very interesting reading. I am dying to know what May 2020 is, what is coming up for you. What is this bringing up into you, deck choosers number 2? Because this is some interesting stuff. All right. we're going to move on to deck number 3. All right, deck choosers number 3. Let's see what's going on for your energy for May 2020. Are you excited to dive in? I know I am. We're going to start off with a mantra card here. And I think this is going to be pretty interesting. It has been so far. And then after the mantra card, we're going to go into the different decks. We're going to generate your reading for you on the fly. So let's get going. So what do you have here? I make decisions from a place of intuition and power. I like that. Deck choosers number 3. I make decisions from a place of intuition and power. This, my love, should be interesting. Let's see what else comes up for you guys. Now, as we're going through this, okay, I'm starting out with an archetype card. As we're going through this, deck choosers number 3, your May 2020 energy. So this might be business, might be personal, but you're definitely making decisions. And from a place of intuition and power. So that's exciting. All right, so if you are liking this new format, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, right? Just click it right now. And go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you know whenever a new video comes out. And of course, share this with your friends. They might like a little bit of insight too. All right, so let's see what we got here. Today, it's the doubles. It's been the doubles. All these decks, the doubles. You got doubles too, my friend. We've got 2 things here. We've got gambler and we've got bully. There will be some decisions made. So let's see what gambler says. The light attribute is willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. And where are your decisions going to be made from? Intuition and power. So go with that intuition, right? Shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. So I think the biggest thing here is it's another way where it seems like, I have this a lot when I talk with people around money. They feel like they're making a calculated decision, and actually they are. But other people see it, especially in their lives, as sheer insanity, and they're seen as a gambler or a maverick, right? They're not sure how it works out. But they actually did do some calculations and relied on their intuition as they move forward, as with the right thing to do. And so what you may be doing will look like insanity to other people. And these are some times where things are shifting fast. In fact, I don't know about you, but let's see, I almost said May, March. March felt like an entire year, and April wasn't far behind. Time, even though we have this construct of time, it is accelerating. Let me know if you get my vibe down there in the comments. All right, so bully. Light attributes. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. All right, shadow attributes. Conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So this is telling you if those feelings come up, right? That you want to know yourself, right? That's true power, is knowing yourself. And then knowing how to deal with others in a constructive way. So like that shadow attribute here, and really going after other people verbally and physically because of your own fears is not coming from a place of power, is it? Not at all. But recognizing your own fears, recognizing how you can intimidate others, recognizing and confronting your own fears, that's a big deal. That's coming from a place of power. That we all have our own inner bully. Let's just be honest. And it's important, hold on a second, because I got something a second ago. It's important to know where your fears are coming from and to actually give them the time of day. Because otherwise they can really sabotage you. And that to me is really what's going on here. That when your fears sabotage your intentions. sometimes, you know, you've heard of people, they say, oh my gosh, she has resting bitch face, right? Like she just always looks pissed off and like she's mad at you or whatever. Or a guy does, doesn't matter, male or female, whatever. And sometimes that's, you know, that look and recognizing, okay, so it's I'm like thinking the way sometimes my daughter goes, it's just my face. So, but there's other times it's not just her face, right? So, what can you do so that you can have such energy glowing up inside of you so that when someone looks at you just randomly in a crowd, that they feel that energy, that joy, that feeling of relaxation instead of intimidation, instead of fear. It's going to be big. All right, interesting. I'm jumping over here right now. All right, I say interesting because I haven't done that in any of the other ones. That's why. Because you're special, deck choosers number 3. Let's just be honest, you're special. All right, so we've got the gambler out here so far. We've got the bully. These as archetypes to take a look at during this time. Yeah, we could have had a jumper, but I didn't really feel like time for a jumper. Okay, so let's look at a little bit more about these. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. So if these are the archetypes you're playing with this month, I want to know a little bit more about them. Other than kind of what they say on their face and what kind of came through me to express to you. All right, so we've got over here with the gambler, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Ace of Wands reversed. So it is kind of like people will finally see the wisdom of your ways. People will finally see the wisdom of your ways. They might think you're insane at first, but eventually they will see the wisdom of your ways. And even if they don't, who gives a fat rat? It's going to be at a point where sometimes the ideas you have may not work out, right? For the most part, people see the wisdom of your ways. The most part, it'll work out. Sometimes they don't work out, and that's okay. Because even when you're doing the most sane things, sometimes that doesn't work out either, right? So over here, we've got the Ace of Swords. So we've got, again, an really, I love, it's like Genesis of thought. I love that. And we've got the Hanged Man reverse, because why not? Why not take that deep dive? So we're going to really be working with fears. May is going to give you some time to take that deep dive into fears and come right on back up. Like you're going to learn how to pull those out of the shadowy places, of the really depths of your soul, the depths of your existence. You'll be able to yank out those fears and take a look at them. I feel like I'm making a fist at you. I'm not. Pull them up, look at them, and actually deal with them in a really concrete way. So I think May, for you deck choosers number 3, is going to be revealing, but it's going to be a lot of inner work. Especially over here. Over here, it's going to be, people will see the things on the outside. But no matter what, go with your intuition. Your intuition's going to lead you down to the depths of where you need to go to deal with all these, the fears and the things that are bullying you, right? And over here, that intuition is going to lead you to really some amazing things for you to come up and have happen during May. I want to get a little bit more here. I feel this fire. Okay, so let's pull at least, I think, one more card. Might be 2. Who knows? We'll see. Because the duos are coming out. I didn't know May was about duos, but who knew? All right, so what else do we have here for deck choosers number 3? What else do we want to say to them? Let's see what we got. Why not more duos, right? That's what I say. We've got over here at the Gambler, we've got that with Moonlight Goddess. Pull these out for you. Moonlight Goddess, for those of you in the numerology, is number 2. Moonlight Goddess is repressed emotions, healing, and reflection. We already said we were dealing with deep down stuff, right? And then over here, Enchanted Forest. I almost feel like I should have switched positions, but we'll see. Number 27 for those of you into numerology. Mystery, magic, and excitement. I feel like, whoop, but we're leaving them there because they fell that way for a reason, I think. So, as you start dealing with your emotions, especially those deep, dark fears, right? Or repressed emotions, they get healed. Now you have reflection. Now you're really coming to actually know and trust that intuition, and you're able to move forward and make those really powerful decisions. Over here with mystery, magic, excitement of the Enchanted Forest. When do you look at this deep dive as an adventure? And it is an adventure. I promise you. It is an adventure. As you look at it as an adventure, it becomes less cumbersome. You look for the things around the bend instead of trying to not go down that way. I've spent a lot of time playing video games. Both my kids love to play video games. And on a very serious level, my daughter, is designing a video game. So, and she analyzes video games. It's a thing. And of course, there's this point where you just want to get through the level because it seems so hard, and you don't want to peek too much or explore too much because you're not sure what you'll find and if it'll get you. Or in this case, in a video game, kill you, or you'll lose some points, and you could get close to death, right? In life, we're that same way too. There's times where we just want to be exceedingly cautious. We don't want to have that adventurous spirit because we're afraid of what lurks behind that tree, or what would happen if we went down that other little bunny trail. It's important to do so. It's important to look at this as an adventure, as a quest where you get to grab up as much experience and bonus points and extra journey and unlock all sorts of achievements, etc., rather than as a chore where you just want to plow through it as quickly as possible. There's going to be a lot of fun in this exploration, so treat it that way. All right, that's what I have for you, deck choosers number 3. I hope that you have a wonderful May 2020. Let me know in your comments your immediate takeaways so I can help you work through some of that. All right, let's get on to deck number 4. All right, deck choosers number 4. This is your May 2020 energy reading. I don't know if it's about your business. I don't know if it's about you personally or if it's about both. We're going to find out together. And if it's not blazingly apparent, you get to tell me in the comments. So let's get on this. Let's start here. Let me go this side. Let's start here with a little bit of mantra. Ooh, nice. When I move my body, I bust through all that blocks me from my truth. For my true health and vitality. Let's read that again. When I move through my body, I bust through all that blocks me from my true health and vitality. One of the things I've been loving, and there's not tons to love, but one of the things I've been loving about this whole lockdown experience is I've seen more people outside jogging, walking, moving their bodies with their kids. I didn't even know there were that many kids in my neighborhood. Like, I knew there had to be, but I never see them, right? So there's something in this moving of your body. I think a couple of readings ago I talked about a theme song, right? That has been such joy to me, just every morning to dance around to my theme song that I've picked, because it brings such life, such vitality to me. So move your body. That's the main thing, right? When I move my body, I bust through all that blocks me from my true health and vitality. I wonder what the rest of this will be about. All right, let's check it out. Now, I'm going to be picking from several decks. We're building it out as we go along. So if you are enjoying this new format, let me know by giving me a thumbs up And go ahead, if you haven't already, and why haven't you, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, because you're going to want to know when that next video comes out, let's just be honest. So let's see what we got going on here. I guess for deck choosers number 4, we got something. Dreams coming true. I would be curious to know, do you have like a health ambition? Let me know in the comments if you have a health and wellness ambition. So everything in May 2020 is kind of centered around dreams coming true. Yeah, this feels good. So let's see what else we have going on. I like dreams coming true. It's it feels like hitting a plateau, not a plateau, a summit. Like you've reached a summit, a point where it's like completion, milestone, that kind of thing. And so that's a dream coming true. And then there's another one and another one. Like life is this fantastic adventure journey into the unknown. So deck choosers number 4, what else do we have going on? I love me some magic. So, 2 things. Talking about health, we get healer, of course. And we get true. So whatever it is that you're asking about is the truth. So I don't know what you were thinking about right now, but it's the truth. Every once in a while, this is what I get when I pull cards. There's something true and wonderful about this dream, but if you were thinking something specific, there was something floating around in your brain as you're watching, of course, it's truth. So, for that percentage of the population who was there. Alright, because we got to remember this is a general reading, right? So, we're also looking over here at healer. You have the power to help and heal others. So, again, I'd like to know if there's a health and wellness aspect going on. Right, with you right now. I'd love to know that in the comments, because it keeps coming back to that. Some very beautiful ethereal qualities about you. Alright, let's go here. Let's see what else we have for deck choosers number 3. If we keep going on the same theme, I'm just going to be done with you guys, but in a good way. Because there's that much to tell. And it could be these things are developing over May. I kind of feel like they're already developed, like they're already there. Like this is already your gig. Right? Or you want it to be. And it's just going to be more in full force. Not that you're developing this aspect of you. Let's see what else we got. We've got Goddess of Creation. For those of you into numerology, that is number, let me get closer here, 7. Goddess of Creation, transformation, creativity, and wholeness. Again, still along the lines of wellness for me. And we have card number 45, which is evolution. Earth changes, climate change, and transformation. So if you're not healing, if you're not unlocking the true health and vitality of your body, all of that is around transformation. And usually dreams coming true is another piece of transformation. But I still feel like this is really around wellness. So I don't like it. Again, I don't know if this is something that's like a personal thing for you. If this is a business thing for you. I'd really like to know in the comments, because it just comes up over and over and over again, even in the colors, the blues and greens, the kind of more ethereal aspect here. Very, very interesting. Let's get a couple more cards in this. It's like it's already in you. It's the point of you allowing it to come out. I like how both of these have a linkage to the environment in itself, of animals, others, that kind of thing. So if you have that in you of healing not only yourself but the natural world, that would be interesting to know. Okay, it was reversed, so I feel like it should be upright. Strength. I love me some Leo energy, guys. You know, I love me some Leo energy. And again, look at this. Look at this. What do you see here? With both. that aspect, that healing aspect. I told you, you guys are making it to, it's like, are you kidding me? Right? Just over and over again, and healing in all sorts of ways. Yeah, I really need to know your thoughts. That choosers number 4. This is wild to me. Okay, what else needs to come out here? Not YouTube now. It's someone else that needs to come out of here. This one. Okay. We have 3 of Wands. Yeah. Kind of more to me of the beginnings of an adventure. So I can already feel this is something you guys already do. It's just being amplified in a way that's going to take you in a path that you didn't know, that you maybe dreamt about, maybe like you had hints of, but you didn't think was possible. But it's time for the adventure. Like, made you amplifying your own ability, your own health, your own vitality, your own ability to heal. And then, like, almost, it feels like, it sounds crazy, taking the show on the road, guys. That's what I'm going to say here. Taking that show on the road. That's what it feels like. All right. Any last thoughts for deck choosers number 4? I feel like there's just something else that's going to come in here. But so far, like, it's confirmation on top of confirmation. This is about health, healing, wellness. Not only for people, but planet, animals, all the way around. So, what else do we got here? We also got this. If you guys can see that. Let me pull it up there a little bit. The 3 of Swords. More regal energy. Look at that. You know, Leo is kind of more like regal. We've got more regal energy here with the Corona. I wanted just someone to leave it right there with you. Deck choosers number 4. I could have made that up if I tried. Okay, so we got the 3 of Swords there, which is really, to me, a balance, a synergy around a thought. And this is actually a very good thing. The one thing I like when you have a little underneath of that Libra energy, Libra is about justice. You have this regalness in there, right, with that crown, that corona. And you got Libra in there, you got Mars energy in there too. This is about justice. This is about balanced thought. That synergy in thought with a lot of passion. And those who wear the crown are very passionate and can go. So this makes me like really excited for you, deck choosers number 4. Please, 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 in the comments below, let me know what came up for you. What was your first thought as I pulled out that 3 of Swords? I'd love to know. All right, let's move on to deck number 5. All right, deck choosers number 5. This is your energy reading for May 2020. Could be business energy, could just be about your life, could be about both. We'll have to see. So let's go ahead and start with that now. Where do I want to put this one? I think this needs a little bit more light over here in this corner. So we're going to put it there. And we're going to see the mantra. I am ready to receive love. You know, deck choosers number 5. I love love. I am ready to receive love. That is perfect and beautiful, and a lovely mantra for May 2020. So let's see what else is going on. What is this about? How's this going to be supported, or how are you going to bring it about? I don't know. So the way we're going into this is we're building out your reading. We're in choose from these decks. I have a few others over on the side that I might choose from. And so it's a different kind of format than what I normally do. So please let me know if you enjoy it. You can let me know by giving this a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, why haven't you? Subscribe! Right? That choose your number 5 and ring the bell for notifications. So, let's see what we got here. I'm excited. Alright. Let's see. I felt like the first thing we need to do is grab an archetype card. And let's see what we're working with. I think we're ready to see what we're working with now. You're just getting one. I've been picking doubles today, that's why I said that. Destroyer. Very, very interesting. So ready to receive love. Which might mean we have to blow some stuff up. I don't know. Let's see what it says. Destroyer. Light attributes. Releasing what is potentially destructive. Preparing for new life. Right? Shedding things away. Shadow attributes. Intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. So if we're playing with that energy and we're getting ready to receive love, we better be playing in the light attributes, right? Releasing, shedding away so we can make way for this new love, this new life, guys, it feels so yummy. It in and of itself almost has that intoxication feel, but it's more like bliss rather than intoxication. It's a really yummy feeling. Of course, love is kind of that way, but the releasing, guys, feels that yummy too. That's really what I want to get across to you. The releasing feels really yummy. Okay, I guess it's one of each. I don't know, but we're going to start here. It's like I have the next 2 decks that are coming. All right, deck choosers number 5. What do we need to pull out of here for May 2020 for you guys? Yeah, I knew the next 2. I just don't know how many of each or what's going to happen. But that's an interesting thing to get there. Release what's potentially destructive, preparing for new life. Had this one the last deck. Healer. You have the power to help and heal others. So let me see, because I did see it twinning this way. So before I get into any interpretive things, let's see what else we got going on. All right, so what else do we have for deck choosers number 5 here? What else do we have for them? Whoa. Okay, go ahead. Just come on out. Breaking free. Okay. So this actually, the breaking free totally makes sense to me, because when you're destroying something, and especially in this case, you're breaking free of something and you're releasing it, right? Because it's destructive. You're breaking free. Maybe it's from a bad situation, bad job, bad clients, like what have you. You're breaking free, even from your own. Sometimes here we go, guys. Sometimes we have a cage that we put ourselves in. Like we create our own prison. Another song now flowing through my head. Right? And we put ourselves in that prison. We are our own jailer. And when you can break free of that construct you have in your own mind that you developed for yourself, it is incredible. And you definitely are ready to receive love, because that's what keeps it from coming back. Right? Oh my gosh, here we go. So sometimes we have we break out of a cycle, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, we break out of the cycle and we break that mold, but all the pieces are still like right there. And have you ever seen in those shows or cartoons or whatever, the bad guy gets broken in a million pieces and then comes back together and attacks again? That's essentially what we do to ourselves when we're not replacing whatever that was essentially with something else. We create like a vacuum. You see this a lot in geopolitics, right? One country goes in, takes out the strong man of another country, and they think, okay, now everything's going to be fine. And they turn around and someone worse is now in charge, right? There's this power vacuum that happens. And that's what I'm seeing with this breaking free. It's nice to break free, but we've got to get rid of what is destructive, even the pieces of it, and bring something else in, the healing, right? So that it doesn't just come back, right? It comes back as, like I said, the power vacuum. It could be not exactly that, but a little different. What I call the awful cousin. I used other words before, right? But the awful cousin, it's procrastination and overwhelm are really two sides of the same coin, right? And it's like, you don't want either one. You don't want the coin, but it keeps coming back in all of its iterations. So take the time as you're destroying and breaking free to make sure you're actually healing and laying that fertile ground for something new to come in, for love to come in, right? Instead of just letting it be bare and let that thing come back and recreate and create a different looking cage, but it's the same damn cage, right? Be really mindful of that, deck choosers number 5, as you're moving through May 2020. That's going to be really important for you guys. Yeah, let's look at some love. We need some fiery love, my loves. Some fiery love. All right, so deck choosers number 5. Let's see what we've got for you in here. What do you got for you in this deck? Some fiery love. Then we're probably going to need to ground this thing. All right? So let's see what we've got. We definitely don't have that many cards, guys, I promise you. Let's see what we got here. All right. What do we have for deck choosers number 5? What do we got? Perception. For those of you into numerology, this is card number 39. All right. Beyond the veil of illusion. Yeah. The change of perception as you're breaking free. You get to see sometimes when people break free and they get to peek behind the curtain, they get catapulted beyond that veil of illusion. They don't like what they see. They don't like it at all. Again, that's that thing that could have you careen back and create the present again. So enjoy the perception. Prepare yourself for, sometimes there's no way to prepare yourself. That's not what I'm seeing here. Like, I'm seeing something. So let me get to what that is for you guys. It's enough at this point to know what you see behind the curtain, the things that get unearthed as you break free, as you break out of your own illusion that you've created for yourself. It's enough to know that'll be different. It's enough to know that it might be a little disconcerting, right? Sometimes things aren't what they seem. I know I've talked about media in one of the other readings, like to stop watching so much media for those guys. What I want to say for you is to use media as an example. I saw this really wonderful chart at one point that talked about all sorts of different media organizations that people tend to go to for information. And they charted them on like, it's kind of like a political spectrum, but what it really showed was there really wasn't a neutral case, right? They can say that they're being fair and balanced, or they just speak the truth, or there really wasn't a neutral case, even though they said they were neutral. Every one of them had a slant. And so that was, I think, one of the times where I was like, but I thought these people was fair and balanced, right? They're neutral. They're just speaking the truth. No, they have an agenda. And so I think what you're going to find as you move through is you're going to start seeing the agendas that are out there. And that can be a little disconcerting. That can make you want to run and go back and hide, right? It's like, maybe I didn't want to know how this worked. You know, kind of like when I was telling my son about, you know, that the stuff that comes out of his eyes and that's in his nose and the two, because he felt the two holes at the top of his palate there. It's like, what's that? I'm like, that's coming straight from your nose. This whole sinus system, this all is rigged together. He's like, snot comes out of my eyes, potentially. Right? That just, it's gross. Right? Sometimes we don't want to know. We don't want to see the ugly truth of how the machine works. And so we build, in a lot of cases, our own prison around ourselves, our own rose-colored glasses. So it's important for you to change out those perceptions and to see what's really there. Because from there, from that truth that you can perceive at that time, you can actually take action. Whatever action that is. And like, I can't see what that action is going to be for you. But you will feel inclined to take some kind of action. And maybe that's simply the action of letting more love in. Right? Deck choosers number 5. Or maybe it's going to be some other kind of action. Physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, I don't know. But that new perception, to stay there, to ground in, to lock in that vibration and to continue on that journey, you're going to have to take some kind of action. All right, let's see. I said we'd ground this a little bit for deck choosers number 5. What else do we have for them for May 2020 energy? What else do we have for deck choosers number 5? Yeah, we're all in this transition, my loves. We're all in it. Let me go ahead and pull this out a little bit. I feel like we're like crowding ourselves. So we've got listening and spiritual growth. Is this much of a shocker? I don't think so. All right, so if we're breaking free, we're starting to listen. We're listening to love, I'm sure. We're seeing, like I said, that new perception. I do feel like there's some more kind of intuitive things going on here with that listening. I love that card. And then all that spiritual growth that will take place as this releasing, as this getting rid of the things that are destructive, increasing that perception. Remember I said rising up, walking in that new vibration. Spiritual growth is almost like a natural output. And you receive 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 more love. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, let's wrap it up here for deck choosers number 5. May 2020 energy. This looks so much like an inner journey for you guys this month. Right? And you might be thinking, but you know, Africa, I'm pretty evolved as it is. You know, there's always more levels. there's always another level to go. There's always more to break free of. There's always a new vantage point to proceed from. So allow yourself that evolution. Right? Allow yourself that spiritual growth. And really, it's all about your higher self being able to heal you through to this next level. Okay? Come back here. What else do we have for deck choosers number 5? I know not everyone is as fond of the death card as I am. Whenever it comes up in a reading, I'm like, thank the Lord we're getting rid of something. Right? So here we've got the death card reversed. Also, if you got some Scorpio energy around you, let me know. But here it's that coming out the other side, right? It's like it's been released, and now the ascension. And of course, that's what's been coming out here. It's release and ascension, release and ascension. We've also got the 3 of Swords, which, You know, this kind of looks, remember, I am ready to receive love. It's this period, or what typically happens as you raise your vibration. Maybe you can say it's the downside of raising your vibration, is that some people tear away. Some people fade away because they just, your vibrating frequency they can't handle. They're just not there yet. You know, we're all on what I would say a similar journey, but we're all at different points of that journey. And some of us make quantum leaps, like we just leapfrog things, and some of us are very stepwise. And so there could be some brokenheartedness that comes out of this. That's okay. You're ready to receive love. Right? And there could be, and it's okay to mourn those you want to come along with you and stay kind of with you on the journey instead of them having to take a pause and sort some other things out. They could still come back, right, and be part of your life. I'm not saying just hold out hope for that, because you don't want to get stuck in the past, so to speak. But let them be on their journey the way they need to be on it, because there's other people, trust me, that you faded out of their lives, and they were sad about it too. You still moved forward, right? It's just that you needed time in that moment to take a pause and to really kind of be there to really get the lesson that you needed. So let them have their lesson too. All right, that is what I have for you, deck choosers number 5. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace, joy, love to you.